I'm Olivia Ray with Hoosier Sports Report, here with your weekly update. Recapping what happened in the Hoosier sports world this past week, men's soccer continues to move up in the rankings, now at number 3. The Hoosiers traveled to Ann Arbor on Wednesday, where they took down the Wolverines 2-0. IU then returned home for the weekend and played Northwestern to a 0-0 draw on Sunday afternoon. During that match, Indiana outshot the Wildcats 28-3 with 6 shots on goal. And IU goalkeeper Colin Webb had his 4th shutout of the season with 1 save. Indiana remains unbeaten through the team's first 7 games with 4 wins and 3 draws. Women's soccer was not able to overcome Northwestern last Thursday. However, their lone shot on goal at Illinois proved to be enough as the Hoosiers defeated the Illini in overtime on Sunday 1-0, giving Indiana its first Big Ten win of the season. That was redshirt sophomore Michaela Brown's 4th goal of the year. The Indiana volleyball team wins the Hoosier Classic title despite their loss on Friday when they were defeated by Arkansas State in 4 sets. But they then took down IUPUI before a 3-0 sweep victory over Cleveland State on Saturday at the University Gym. And in field hockey, the Hoosiers began their trek through the Big Ten schedule on Saturday with the defending Big Ten champs, the number 7 Maryland Terrapins. Indiana hung within 1 goal of Maryland late in the game, but 2 quick scores by the Terrapins put the contest out of reach. And they ended an adverse weekend on the road with a 5-4 loss at number 12 Delaware. And finally, the Hoosier men's golf team competed at Olympia Fields in the Fighting Illini Invitational this weekend and took 14th with a final round score of 297. Coming up this week, you can look for lots of action in Bloomington and several road games. For men's soccer, the number 3 Hoosiers will have just 1 day to get ready for in-state rival IUPUI on Tuesday, September 20th. Kickoff at Jerry Yeagley Field and Bill Armstrong Stadium is slated for 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And next up for women's soccer, the Hoosiers return to Armstrong Stadium on Friday night to play host to Minnesota. Kickoff is set for 7 p.m. Volleyball opens Big Ten play on Wednesday at home at 7 p.m. against Northwestern. And then they will travel to West Lafayette for a battle with Purdue on Saturday. Indiana field hockey commences their home conference schedule at the end of this week when they host the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. The game will air live on Big Ten Network at 3:30 p.m. on Friday. For the men's golf team, they return to the links next week for the Wyndon Memorial hosted by Northwestern on September 25th and 26th. And after their bye week, the football team is preparing for their 3rd game of the season against Wake Forest this Saturday. Kickoff time in Memorial Stadium is 3:30 p.m. That's all for this week. For more IU Sports on Demand, tune in to Hoosier Sports Report or follow us on Twitter. See you next week.